The 2018 NFL Draft is fast approaching, and players who have sacrificed themselves, worked hard, and will soon see their dreams come true by playing in the NFL have something to say before their dream becomes a reality, and we're here to find out what that is. As we go one-on-one with Troy Apke, our lad's current 14th ranked strong safety in the 2018 NFL Draft, on the OFN meeting room with Greg DePalma. All right, it's Tuesday, March 13, 2018. I'm Greg DePalma. Thanks for tuning into the OFN meeting room as we talk NFL Draft with Troy Apke from Penn State. Troy, thanks for speaking with us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Troy. So you were the MVP of the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl when you registered 7 tackles, forced fumble, interception. You follow that up. You get the invite to the Combine, 4th fastest time. And also you led all defensive backs with a 41-inch vertical. So how did it feel to perform at such a high level at 2 very important events for your career?
It felt great. It started with the NFLPA game. I knew I kind of had to go out there and show them in practice, in the game, just my abilities. And I think I did a great job there. And then when it came to the Combine, I just had to show them, my skill set, not just the 40. I think I did well in all the other drills, all the defensive back drills, the shuttle, L drill, things like that. I think I did a good job.
Well, there probably, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that didn't know who you were before the Combine. And I know Dan Chonka knows who you are, of course. And he was the one that actually said, hey, I want you to, contact Troy. Knowing that I was going over a list of players to contact before the draft, and what didn't surprise you? What a lot of hard work. I mean, you didn't really start full time till your senior year. You were there at Penn State the first year that Franklin took over the program, and an unbelievable run by the team over the last couple of years. So. What is it that you feel that you did and your confidence level coming into the year, and then again at these 2 events that led you to believe that, yeah, you know what, I know maybe not everybody knows my name or knew my name before these events, but they know now and they should know now.
Yeah, coming into Penn State, came in as a receiver. I got moved to defensive back before my freshman year. So, I was just, up my time up there the first couple of years, I was just trying to figure it out, But I think my last year there, I matured a lot. I learned how to do extra things outside of the football building, watching film, doing extra workouts, things like that. I think in the long run that helped me a lot. With the other things like my speed and everything, I always knew I was fast. I knew I was going to run well, things like that. But I just wanted to show these coaches that, I'm not just fast and I can play football, which I think I showed in my tape this season and also in the NFLPA game.
Has anybody talked to you either before, and this is important, I guess, for the listeners out there to know the process of what you guys, how your interaction with scouts or, your agent, did you have any idea before, say, the Combine and maybe right now about where you might go in the draft? Is that even something that is discussed?
I've talked to my agent about it. I think I, helped myself out with that game, with the Combine, but I think everything's up in the air still. So I'm just trying to show these coaches. I'm still going to talk to coaches, up until the draft. Some are coming in to see me. Others are coming into my pro day. So I'm still going to try to do my best, show them, the things I know about football in the meeting room, and I'm going to do drills at pro day too.
All right. Talk about some of the other players that we had an opportunity to see, not only at the Combine, but, of course, over the last couple of years and all these big Penn State games. By the way, I think you guys got robbed last year of not going to the playoffs. I was rooting for you, man. I was real upset that you guys didn't get in after beating Ohio State and winning the Big Ten championship. That must have been a bummer. How did that feel?
We went on a good run. That was one of my favorite years, was my junior year up there. You went on a good run, We all the whole year, it just kind of clicked for us. And, it was disappointing at the end of the year not getting in there. But, going to the Rose Bowl, it was a great experience. And, winning the Big Ten championship was amazing.
All right. So Barkley, of course, your teammate has been a big story at the combine. And matter of fact, Dan Schonk at our lads, he puts out this early draft notebook. Usually comes out about a month after the season begins, and he sends it out to subscribers. And Barkley was on the cover, and from the very beginning of the season, he was his number one player in the draft. So it's not a
Hmm.
surprise on this show and on this website. And with Dan Shanka, that how good Barkley is. Of course, a lot of NFL fans that may not be college fans like the way we are just now learning how great of a player Barkley is. So, what kind of experience was that being able to play with him for the past several
Oh yeah.
years?
I think we weren't surprised either. I've seen it since the kid was a freshman, and his work ethic and his hard work is just he kind of instilled it into our whole team. It made our team better. And he's not only just a great football player, he's a great kid. Outside of football. And I think everything that he's done up there, it helped us, it helped the teammates, it helped me. Watching him work, it made me want to work harder.
Now, Marcus Allen, your safety mate, is right now the Ourlads number 3 rated free safety. Talk a little bit about Marcus. What does he bring to the table?
Oh yeah, Marcus, he's a great teammate. Just him having his experience, me coming in as a senior and starting, just having him next to me, that experience that he's had since he played as a freshman, was great. And, he's a great competitor and he works hard, outside of football, not just in football.
All right. And overall, your experience at Penn State for the 4 years, your degree, talk a little bit about that. And if you're selling anybody out there that's considering Penn State, how would you sell it?
Yeah, my experience at Penn State was great. I wouldn't take anything back for it. I think everyone has their story up there. I came in as a receiver, got switched, had to go through some stuff, but, it matured me fast and I wouldn't change anything for it. It made me who I am now, but, I'm still working, to get better. Selling Penn State, I mean, you can go to a game up there, so you'll white out. It'll sell itself.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. That's a great recruiting tool.
yeah.
What about playing in the NFL? Let's say you don't get to play in the NFL for whatever reason. A couple of years down the line, what do you do? What is it that your non-professional football career would look like?
So I graduated with a criminology degree. So I'd
Awesome.
probably go in something like that. I haven't really thought about it that much. I'm kind of focusing on football, but yeah,
Sure.
I have a degree. I'm happy about it. I'm proud that I graduated in 3.5 years. So I'll get into something like that afterwards.
What do you need to do to improve your game at the next level?
To improve my game,
Yep.
definitely, just studying film more. I got a lot better at it my senior season, studying film. Working on my man-to-man coverage is something. I think I can play the field well. I think I tackle well, but I think every part of my game still needs to get better. And I'm working on it.
Favorite NFL team growing up?
Well, I grew up in Pittsburgh, so
All
I'm gonna
right,
say Pittsburgh.
easy. That makes it. I don't need to know the answer to that. Talk about the game that you were the most proud of, and I would assume maybe it was your senior year, but I might be wrong. Game you're most proud of that if you had just one tape to send scouts, which game would it be?
I'd probably say the Fiesta Bowl. Honestly, the last game of my senior year.
Okay.
I'd say, I think not only me, but I think the whole team was clicking. I was clicking, and we were just, rolling that game. And it was a good game for me and the whole team.
All right. Biggest win in your career, in your college career, and most disappointing loss?
Most disappointing loss was the Rose Bowl. That was the most disappointing loss.
So is it easier? It's always quicker to figure out the things that are the most disappointing, isn't it? Like what really irks
that's the
you
first
the
thing
most?
that came to my head was the Rose Bowl.
Yep. And how about biggest win?
Biggest win, for me, and I guess the whole team was honestly, I think Minnesota was a big game my junior year. It was the first game it was the first game I started that year.
Oh, okay.
And I think it just kind of flipped our whole season around.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it flipped our whole season around, and we ended up doing, obviously really well after that.
Okay. Let's see. And a player that you played against, opposite, again, opposing offense during your career, who fans should keep an eye on, and not necessarily, of course, a top 10 player that might be coming out in the draft. Somebody that might surprise fans, but hey, you know what? You've seen this kid play, and watch out for him.
Someone that say, I think that running back from Washington was pretty good. He broke a couple runs on us, and I thought he ran hard. I think it was number 9. I think he's going to do well in his career.
All right. And which game was it that when was that you played them?
Fiesta Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. We're talking about Gaskin, Myles Gaskin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
Yes,
all right. So we'll keep an eye on Myles Gaskin. Let's see. What about a player that you look up to at the NFL? A player that you either and I understand, of course, you mentioned you came in as a wide receiver, so it could be a wide receiver, it could be a defensive back, but a player that, when you were growing up, or maybe even during college, that you turned on the TV, maybe they're retired, or maybe they're still playing in the NFL, somebody that you look up to.
Someone that I actually watch a lot of film on, and I like the way he plays, is the safety DJ Swearinger for.
Okay.
Oh, he plays for
Washington.
He plays for Washington Redskins now.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watch a lot of him. I like the way he plays and the energy he plays. I've watched a lot of film on him.
Why? That's a good one. I never would have guessed that. So why? Why in particular?
I was watching a bunch of NFL film before my senior season, and he kind of just popped out on me. He was I think I was watching when he was at the Cardinals. I was watching him because I was watching Tyrann Mathieu too, and he popped out, so I started watching him more. And I do like he plays with energy.
Okay.
I like the way he covers and everything.
And what about a player on the defensive side of the ball during your entire career, that you were in awe of, that you just, wow, that guy is any position on defense that you saw when you were on the sidelines during your career?
Actually, when I was a freshman, a kid that started for our team, Adrian Amos.
Yes.
The way he's for the Chicago Bears now. The way he practiced, the way he worked in film, he just stood out on film. The things that he did, and I tried to, take things from his game and try and put it into mine.
And Troy, if you were drafted by Pittsburgh, how would that be? That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be cool. I grew up here. It'd be cool to be drafted by them, but I'll go anywhere.
You'll go anywhere. I hear you. I know.
I'll go anywhere.
I know how that is. All right, Troy, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Best of luck. We still have a ways to go. You said, when is your workout again? Team workout?
March 20th.
March 20th. All right. Good luck with that. And you get into the college tournament at all? You get into March Madness, or is that something that
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. What is your favorite sport outside of football? Do you have one?
Probably basketball. I just started golfing now.
Oh, okay. That'll drive you crazy.
I'm not that good at it right now.
Are you a fan?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Okay. Do you kind of get into the Tiger thing?
I heard about it. I didn't really look into it that much, but yeah.
Well, if you're going to be a fan, I tell you what, if you start watching golf, this is a good time to start watching. With Tiger and Phil Mickelson and all the great players on tour. So enjoy playing golf out there. It's a good sport to pick up, especially you become a pro, hopefully, for a long time. You probably will be playing a lot of golf over your career with the boys and maybe even some other important people. So, Troy, I appreciate your time. Good luck at the draft, and we hope to talk to you again sometime soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Thank you, Troy. All right. Again, Troy Apke with Penn State, joining us here on the OFN meeting room. And in case you are not aware, we already interviewed Brian Allen from Michigan State a few days ago. So that is already available on demand. So all of our interviews on the OFN meeting room, including our shows with Dan Shonka, the Our-Lads Guide to the 2018 NFL Draft, that airs every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern. A couple of weeks from now, we're going to have our mock draft special. So we have 2 mock draft specials in a couple of weeks, and then the week before the draft. So that should be a lot of fun. Speaking of the mock draft, don't forget the mock draft challenge, where you can win cash prize. Or I think it's cash prize. That's it. All goes to the winner. It's a 7-round mock draft challenge. Just check it out. Check the link out on the Our-Lads website and have some fun there. Also, of course, you got to order the Our-Lads Draft Guide. So go to the subscription page on the ourlads.com website for that. Follow us on Twitter at PrimeSN. We'll let you know when all of our shows are available on demand and commentary and all sorts of good stuff. Thanks for listening to this edition of the OFN Meeting Room with Greg DePalma on the Our Lads Football Radio Network, where it's never too early to think about the NFL Draft.